Okay, so last night I watched the season 4 premiere of Symphogear, which is also known as AXV. I actually am not sure what the tagline for this one is. It's not. Oh, fuck, what's season 1? Season 1 is like something harmony, meteor falling. I don't remember what season 2 is, and season 3 is determination to fist. I can't say that with a straight face. Oh, it's beautiful. I'm not sure what season 4 is. I'm looking forward to seeing like how insane it's gonna sound. But like any good Symphogear season premiere, this episode was fucking bonkers. Like season 1, you've got like the scene with Kanade, like the big concert, her swan song, her death. Yeah, it was some really cool shit. Season 2 had the concert with Subs and Maria, and then the jet engine train car punch. It was really cool. Season 3 had the first 6 minutes, which I still think is the best moment in any episode of Symphogear so far. This does not top that. I will go and say it does not top it for me, but once it got going, which only took like a few minutes, it was glorious, insane bullshit. So, Song is deployed by the UN to, I don't remember where they said it was. I think they said it was like South America somewhere, where I guess they're like fighting a dictator or some shit who has their hands on some alkanoids. So they're fighting the alkanoids. Subs is on her fucking bike, and she's pulling behind her, like, essentially on a giant kite, Ogawa, Beaky, and Chris, and Ogawa just jumps off the bike and starts kicking ass like he is prone to do. Beaky and Chris jump off the bike and start kicking ass like they are prone to do. There are literal tanks. There's a point where Beaky, like, takes the long end of a tank, rips it off, and hits another tank with it like she's fucking playing baseball. Tsubasa, like an artillery shell is shot at Tsubasa, who just slashes it up, and it doesn't affect her. Beaky is just deflecting them like she's fucking Wonder Woman and having shit explode. Chris is shooting things, it's exploding. It's wonderful. The big dictator guy, like, escapes to a giant airship and then essentially just starts dropping bombs, like he's trying to carpet bomb them. You don't even see how they get out of that. They just kind of do. And the next thing you know, they are standing on top of helicopters, like on the helicopter blades, completely fine. That's amazing. And of course, Maria's driving one of the helicopters. Aka and Suku are in another helicopter. And the dude's like, these bitches are fucking crazy. We gotta fight crazy with crazy. It's like, okay, that right there should just be the tagline of Symphogear. Fight crazy with crazy, because that is just what this show is in a nutshell. Okay, sorry, this one thing pops into my head. I don't remember if this happened at the end of GX or if it was in this episode, but I'm pretty sure I think it was in this episode where like Tsubasa's doing like her giant wing sword thing, where she just starts spinning vertically and then just makes a giant sword wheel. Like, this is wonderful. I love this. But while they're on the helicopters, the dude who's like, gotta fight crazy with crazy, shoots a bunch of missiles, which, of course, Beaky and Tsubasa's immediate reaction is, we're just, like, have you ever watched American Ninja Warrior? You know, like, the first obstacle is, alright, the quad steps or the quintuple steps or something very similar where you're just kind of like hopping between them like a fucking platform game. That's what they're doing with the missiles. Like, we gotta get close to that, so we're just gonna jump across the missiles while Chris is shooting the missiles after they jump off of them to keep them from hitting a helicopter. My favorite moment of the episode, by far, is Chris misses one, and it's about to hit a helicopter, which Aka and Suku are, they're like, oh shit, she missed the helicopter, she missed the missile, we're about to fucking die, and we can't get out of the way. So here's what we're gonna do. They just open the doors to the helicopter. The missile just goes inside, completely misses them, and it just leaves. It's so funny to watch. like, what's that meme of the, like, oh, my apologies, like, have a nice day? That's basically what the missile does. It's like, about to fuck their shit. They open the... No, you know what it is? I know in Metal Gear Solid 3, you can get, like, meme versions of cutscenes because it's Metal Gear Solid. If anything is gonna make fun of it, it's gonna be itself. And I know there's one scene where I think Ocelot, like, jumps into a plane with Snake and then just, like, rolls onto his feet and does some shit. And in the parody version, he jumps onto the plane and instead of rolling on his feet, he just rolls out of the plane. That's basically what the missile did, and it was so fucking funny. And then, like, almost as soon as it clears the helicopter, Chris just blows it up. Tsubasa, when she finally reaches the airship, gets a giant sword and cleaves it in half. She does not cleave the dictator in half, but she cuts his sunglasses off. That was pretty cool. Then Beaky gets in her hand, because I remember it was either at the end of season 1 or the end of season 2 where she finally got the Gungnir spear, and I was like, cool. I still would rather her fight with her fists, but, I mean, if she could use the spear every now and then, it would still be pretty cool. I don't remember her using it in season 3. Here, she immediately just goes fucking drill. And it's like, I was like, okay, she's got a big drill, and then it gets really big and it's destroying it. I'm like, oh god, this is some Gurren Lagann. I think I literally, like, said out loud, like, Giga Tori! It's like, it was wonderful to see. So after that, you find out that our villains of this season, I was right, they are in fact the Illuminati, which just feels goofy. Like, this is like a big, shadowy organization that may or may not actually exist, may or may not actually be influencing world events. If they do exist, I would assume they are, like, really powerful and influential and not something to be taken lightly. But they're kind of one of those groups where, like, you see them in a work of fiction, and at least maybe it's just me, I just kind of giggle a little bit, like, okay, it's the Illuminati. I don't know why I find it inherently funny, I just kind of do. But apparently they've, like, been behind everything, like Carol's chateau that was, like, tuning her music and shit. Yeah, they're the ones that built it. Sherdog. The Frontier, you know, the Laputa thing that Vare and Mom were trying to find. Guess who told them about it? It was the Illuminati. It's like, oh, of course, they're a fucking problem. There's a scene where there's a bunch, like, it was like the head dictator, El Presidente, they actually called him Presidente, is, like, talking to these Illuminati girls, who I guess are alchemists, who they start singing because it's Symphogear, of course they do, and then the Presidente and his droogs, like, all disappear into, like, these yellow lights. I'm just thinking to myself, like, they have a Thanos song. They can sing and disintegrate people. The guy's even like, what the fuck is going on? I'm scared, but it feels kind of good. And I was just like, Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. Like, it is a Thanos song. And then they get attacked by the members of Song and summon a fucking dragon. Which, here's the weirdest thing about seeing a dragon in Symphogear is, why did it take 40 episodes? It's like, this feels like something that actually should have happened in, like, season 2, maybe season 3, if I'm being, like, conservative here. Why did I not see a dragon until season 4? Okay, but a fucking dragon happened, and I was really happy to see one. I think the country they were in, what was it? It was like Valverde or something? I don't quite remember it. That's where Chris's parents died. So her being there, she is starting to have some PTSD. So it feels like we're probably going to get a lot of, like, interesting stuff with Chris in this season. That at least seems to be the vibe from episode 1. Let me think. Was there anything else I really wanted to say or think about? I just fucking love the kite entrance. Like, I dug that a lot. Oh, yeah, also, like, that first scene when they're fighting a tank, there's a part where, like, Chris, like, gets shot with a bunch of things, and there's all smoke, and the guy's like, yeah, we got him. And then Chris is just standing there grinning, and then she spits out a bullet. That was fucking cool. I liked that a lot. Sorry, them just fucking beach deflecting artillery rounds, like, was really cool. Okay, the only other things for me to say is, like, okay, there's a new transformation sequence, so there's one every season. I think this one looks really good. They all tend to look really good. They specifically mentioned that for Akka and Suku, there is one dose of linker left. I'm assuming it's one for each. So when they use it, they got to make sure it's really important. And by the end of the episode, they and Maria have all popped it. So they might not be able to do much after episode 2. We will see. There's also a scene when they're on a boat, where they're just kind of going from one place to the next to go fight some Alkanoids. And I remember the background music in that scene in particular, but just Symphogear, music's always good. That in particular, I was like, damn, this music fucking slaps. Holy shit. But yeah, was it the best season premiere? No, I would still have to go season 3. Those first 6 minutes do a lot. But so far, 4 out of 5 seasons, there has not been a bad first episode. This one was really cool. Definitely looking forward to watching some more later.